it's been a while since we've been able to do this.
Weather and all.
Weather, holidays. I had some car issues. We've had a rough time getting together the last few weeks, so we're going to do our gift exchange that we usually do with each other every year. We're going to do it here on the camera because we haven't done it yet, so why not, right?
Yeah.
So here you go, bro.
I got you this.
Sweet. Thanks, bro.
And thank you, my friend.
Awesome. Go ahead,
All right.
Go ahead, you first.
All right.
You go first because I know you probably got me some.
It's a little dark in here. Happy birthday to me. And Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Those are the VHS retro covers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And this is actually the producer's cut, so if you don't have a copy of the producer's cut already.
Oh, no, I don't. Sweet. Oh, and... Oh, of course. This is awesome. Boom! Oh, yeah. That is cool. That is cool. Anything Deadpool.
I have issues. That definitely is you to a T. Show them the DVDs. People like seeing those things.
I have issues.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Blu-rays. Those are the VHS retro cover from Mill Creek. Those are really awesome. You've been seeing a lot of reviews on those lately.
Yeah.
So I thought they were cool. I thought you'd like those.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you.
No problem, brother.
That, I hope you don't have this on.
I'm gonna rib like a kid.
You're doing it, man.
Ooh, careful. Whoa, careful. Shit.
Yeah, there's a few things in.
Okay. King Gordy and Jimmy Dunn, How to Gas a Maggot.
Gag a Maggot.
Oh, Gag a Maggot. CD. Oh, sweet. A backstage pass autographed by him.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
And then they sent a bunch of stickers with it.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, bro. King Gordy and Jimmy Dunn. And then,
That is a weird autographed...
well, you know what that is,
picture.
Right? That's Baphomet.
Yeah.
Which I can't hang up in my house, but okay.
But it is signed by them and it
My
came
wife
with
would
it.
kill me. It's a satanic picture. She'd kill me.
Yeah. But it came with it, not... You know...
Yeah. Where'd you get that?
Oh, off their website.
Oh, really?
I didn't know if you had that CD yet.
No, I don't.
It's a good album.
I haven't listened to it.
And it's limited to 500 pressings.
Sweet. Thanks, bro.
And that I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, this is awesome. Now, this I really love. And speaking of this, guys, I was going to be showing off some of these in a later video. This is a vinyl. This is a very old vinyl. Here, take a look.
It's in good shape.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm sure you guys are wondering what it is. This is the soundtrack to the John Wayne film, The Alamo, which I love this movie. John Wayne wrote it, directed it, and starred in it.
And he loves John Wayne.
And produced it. So, yeah, and I love John Wayne. I'm a huge John Wayne fan. He did say that this was the most exhausting experience of his career. Because the movie was so long and trying to direct it, it was just exhausting. So, thank you, brother. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. And thank you. Yeah, I kind of figured you probably wouldn't be able to hang the picture.
Oh, I might. I don't know. I may go to hell for it, though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll burn well.
Without further ado, we are doing the 2012 film Prometheus. The return of Ridley Scott to his beloved Alien franchise. Well, actually, it's not really his franchise. He just did the first one.
Yeah. He did. Yeah, you're pretty much right there. But, yeah, it is nice to have Ridley Scott back. And they really didn't try to sell this as an Alien movie.
No,
it's
they didn't.
the only one without Alien in the title.
Yeah,
It's just called
and
Prometheus.
it actually doesn't even have the traditional alien creatures in it as well.
Exactly.
It does have one towards the end that's kind of similar.
Yeah.
And there is a face hugger in this. It's about 15 feet tall by like...
Yeah, it's a
big motherfucker.
Yeah.
As we said, directed by Ridley Scott. Starring a who's who of current talent. Charlize Theron, Michael Fassbender, Guy Pearce, and Aldris Elba. I can never pronounce his name right. Aldris Elba. I think it's Alba.
I got no clue. I got no.
Awesome dude. You know, great actor. So yes, this is a great film. I love this movie. You love this movie.
Yes.
Very different, very big, very huge production. You know, and really paid off, I think. A team of explorers blast off into space looking for an advanced civilization that they think created mankind. Instead, they happen to find a threat that can wipe out all of humanity.
Well, they did find who supposedly created them. They just wanted to wipe them out again.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
We failed. We fucked up.
Oh, really? Reality TV and everything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we got tacos. I mean, how could they want to kill us?
I know. Oh, well, actually, yeah.
I mean,
boy bands and disco probably
Yeah.
did it in for them. The only one in the entire saga that doesn't have alien in the title. They wanted this to be a standalone. You know, they weren't trying to say, hey, this is an alien film.
But it was. It was the sequel, or the prequel.
Prequel.
Sorry. It was a prequel to the Alien franchise. You know, we have character names that you might recognize, like the Weyland Corporation.
Yep.
You know, things like that. We have an android by the name of David. This movie, like you said, it was very different. There is not traditional aliens that we're used to in it.
Yeah.
It added a lot of lore to the series. We finally find out what kind of civilization the space jockey is from.
Yeah.
You know, and we get a better insight into the civilization that started the creation of the aliens. Now, I don't want to talk about this too much because we're going to talk about it in the next film, I think.
Yeah.
With what happens in that film, but I think there was some fine-tuning that needed to be done to the aliens to get them to where they are now, or where we know them as.
Yes.
And we'll get into that in the next film. But I do love that they try to do something very different. Now, a lot of people do bitch about that. I've heard a lot of people badmouth this movie saying, not enough alien action. No, where's all the traditional aliens we love?
They didn't try to sell it to you as an alien film. They never tried to sell it to you as one.
And it really did. I mean, there is some gore and some blood and some things like that, but it really did cut back on that. This movie relied on kind of that slow burn, suspenseful story to get the terror across instead of just the action.
Yeah.
And it worked because it was done by a guy who's a master storyteller. It worked. So starting with pros and cons, do you want to start with cons?
You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's start with the cons this time.
Well, I'll let you start because I don't have any cons for this film.
I really only have 2 cons for this film. He's got none. I've got 2. My first one is that it is a little slow. At the beginning, it's a little slow-paced. I don't need a lot of action, but I need a little something here and there. You know, it just kind of was dragging at the beginning of the film.
That wasn't a con for me. To me, it felt like the original Alien film. You had everybody in hypersleep. You had David on there by himself just running around. Playing his, being funny, doing his thing and trying to become more human or whatever.
Yeah.
He was doing, but, and then something happens and they wake up. They start waking up and then we get our story and I liked that. Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool. It reminded me very much of the first Aliens.
And it's supposed
or the Alien film,
Yeah.
And we got to see Charlize Theron practically naked, and that is always a plus.
Oh, yeah. All right, my last con for this film is the giant face hugger. It looked ridiculous.
I liked it, but
I thought it looked ridiculous.
It looked to me like a giant. It looked to me like a giant vagina with tentacles.
It looked ridiculous. Yeah. No.
I can see why it became a giant facehugger. I mean, they'd had to hit a giant, and they planted that alien off inside of him.
No, ridiculous looking. It looked ridiculous.
That's just me. Apples and oranges. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Well, that's it. That's all I got. Those two little things.
Well,
and that was it.
Well, we'll get into pros then, guys. And my first and foremost pro in this is the cast. Love the cast.
Love the cast
they
too.
all did an amazing job. So well acted. Very well done. Great chemistry.
Yeah, they
between
really
them.
did.
You had really good chemistry between everybody, and there's some small scenes that you wouldn't think would be that big of a deal, like the captain, Aldris Alba, hitting on Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
I know they're gonna go and fuck, and it's just their back and forth. You really bought it. It was like, okay, that's cool,
Yeah. The Ice Queen melted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree too. I agree with that. The cast was really good. Okay, this will go into my first pro. David. I can't remember who played David.
Michael Fassbender. I was going to give him a shout out too.
Oh yeah,
when it comes to the cast and it came to acting, the performance of Michael Fassbender.
He was awesome. He was creepy.
Yeah.
Did they design
almost Nazi-ish?
This droid?
He was even doing his hair and shit, fucking.
Yeah. But still, that was a pro for me, was how creepy he was.
And when I was reading up about it, Michael Fassbender said the thing with David is David, he had nothing against humans, but he knew that he was superior to humans.
Yeah.
And but in a childlike way, he was jealous of them as well. And he wanted them to acknowledge that he was superior. And that's kind of why, well, I don't want to give anything away for the next film because, whatever.
We'll get there.
And this film, at the end, he's a good guy. He does the right things in this movie, but he also does some bad things.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler time. He literally takes some goo off the egg. They're not really eggs. They're more like vases.
Yeah, they're vases.
That these alien things are in that are kind of like face huggers, but they go into the body. It was like a snake creature or whatever. It went into the guy's body.
Yeah.
And it mutated him instead of, doing what it did. And then they lay eggs in there, and that's how the face hugger, that first face hugger was born type of deal.
Well,
that's how it was supposed to be born.
Yeah.
But what he did is he took some of that goose shit
and he put it in
a guy's drink. And then that guy went and fucked his chick, and that instituted the egg into her.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucked up, bro. But he was doing it in the name, basically, of science to further whatever, which is still really fucked up. But, I'm just saying, Michael, he had no conscience, but he was, extremely loyal to his creator, his father, or whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Whalen.
And he had absolutely no conscience whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I loved his acting, man. Just so good.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Creepy, man. I found him very creepy.
And he does a really good job in Alien Covenant, too. But
yeah. Why would you design a fucking creepy-ass android?
Beats me.
I don't know. My next pro is the set design. I love it. It's great. You get some beautiful scenery in this film. And then, of course, even some of the CGI scenery for, the planet and stuff is really nice. Mm-hmm. It's done very well. I don't know. It's just really done well, and I like the way it looks. I like the way it kind of feels when you're watching it. Wow, you could actually imagine being there, you know?
And I'm going to segue off of that, if you don't mind, if you're done there.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of one of my next pros. It's the cinematography and the scope of this movie. This movie is huge. Yeah. Everything is big, wide shot. You know, it just looks, and it's so beautiful. Everything is done so well.
Yeah.
All the planet environments, the shots on Earth when they're at the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
And they're finding the cave. You could tell the big helicopter shots that come in, you know. They just did awesome. So well, and everything looks just so big and so grand. And I love that about this movie. It wasn't confined. Now, there are times where it's in the ship that it's smaller.
Well, it's
but
supposed to be.
Even in this ship, because of the person that's on board the ship, that the whole crew doesn't know that's there, except for Charlize Theron's character and David, Michael Fassbender's character.
Yeah. They
don't know that Mr. Whalen's actually on board. They think he's dead.
I think some of the others
actually on board. And there's this large, open, like, area that's like the lifeboat or whatever that he basically was supposed to live in.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. It's not like all the other ships we've seen where it's all cramped in tight quarters. Now, there are scenes like that. But everything in this movie was just so big and so open and so beautiful looking. And I just love the look of this film. And like I said, the set designs, the creature designs, the inside the ship and inside the pyramid or whatever you want to call it of the, you know, the forebearers or the what they call them, the engineers in this.
Yeah, the engineers. Yes.
All based off designs from H.R. Giger.
Of course.
You know, it looks so good, so big in scope, well lit. Even when it was dark, you could see what was going on. You could tell what was happening.
Jeez, we can see what's going on. What a shock.
Yeah, obviously they figured out what not to do from the last Alien film that came out.
Ugh. Horrid.
My next big pro is the story. Like you said, this movie is kind of a slow burn.
Yeah.
But it has the story that really drives it.
Yes.
Like I said, it's well acted, it's well executed, and it's very well written. You don't ever get bored with what's happening in the movie. As far as the story goes, you're
interested.
You're driven along the whole time. You want to know what's going to happen next.
Yes.
And I love that about it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It might be a little slow, but at least it's got a story that keeps you interested.
Mm-hmm.
And that is hard to do when there's no action going on. That is actually a very hard thing to do in a film, to keep people interested without a lot going on. But the story in this film is that good, that it keeps your interest. You keep going, oh my God, what's going to happen next? I agree with that totally, even though it is a little bit of a slow movie.
Right.
Yeah. My last big pro for this film would be the fact that we're actually getting a story about the space jockey. I like that.
Because it's not the actual space jockey. It's not the same one.
Well, no, but the people.
Yeah.
You know, his race. You're getting a story behind it. In the original Alien, like most people are like, oh, it's an alien ship, and then the space jockey. And actually, it made a lot of, not controversy, but people going, well, who is the space jockey?
Yeah.
Who was he? Who is his people? And now we get
a little bit, at least.
A little tiny taste of it. Because there's nobody there. They're all dead except for the one in a stasis thing.
And like they said, that is obviously not their home world. That was like a colony or a military establishment or something. Because there wasn't that many of them, so it was definitely probably not their home world.
Yeah.
But they said there was lots of those ships all over the place, so how many others may have been alive in other ships?
Who knows?
You know.
Who knows? We didn't get any of that.
Right.
But I love the fact that we do get a little tiny piece. And maybe they meant it that way too. That I love that. I love the fact that after, God, the space jockey was the very first alien, and now all this time later, we're finally getting a little tidbit.
Yep.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. My next pro was actually technically one of your cons, I guess. I love the creature design in this. I like the way that the facehugger looked.
What I didn't like was...
I wonder how it got so big.
It was ridiculous. That's why. That was the only one I had.
But I like the look of it. I like the design of the alien at the end. I like the designs of the serpentine aliens that looked like snakes kind of that were taking over, but they were also kind of...
They kind of looked like
fluorescent.
cobras.
They were, a little bit like Cobra, and also you kind of see through them.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I had no problems with any of that.
But yeah, I like the creature designs of this movie. That's really the last pro I wanted to talk about that I had, this whole movie is good. I enjoy the whole film.
Oh, yeah. This is a great movie.
Yeah, I really liked it. A lot better than I gotta say. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but it's a lot better than the next one coming up. That one's got its moments, but it's not that great of a film.
Yeah, sorry, it's not. Last thing then would be, I guess, favorite kill.
Oh, favorite kill.
Come on.
My favorite kill is when Charlize Theron's character torches, Dr. whatever his name is, just torches him because he's all fucking sick and obviously contaminated with something. And she just sets him on fucking fire. I thought it was brutal and just hilarious. I was like, damn, this bitch don't give no fucks.
No. No, she don't. That is actually mine as well. I loved it when she torched him.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
No,
I thought yours was going to be like when it went through the guy's mask or something.
No.
Acid dripped,
Where his mask kind of clung to his face.
Yeah, and then it melted onto his face, and then his face started melting. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too. But no, I loved the torching the best because it's not only because of how brutal it was, it's because he kind of egged her on.
Yeah, he was like, do it,
he knew he was fucked.
Yeah,
he knew he was fucked.
Jinx. I do want to mention that I am only 16 people away from 400.
Ooh.
And at 400, I will be doing another contest. 400 took a little longer than I thought. Had some issues this, last few months, but
it's all right.
It's been paying off. I'm loving the content I'm putting out. I'm really loving every single one of my subscribers. You guys are awesome.
You guys are.
You guys deserve something. So at 400, I'm going to do another contest. In the meantime, this is BroncoJuggalo saying peace.
And Bill saying good night.
Talking about mob shit. Couple $100,000, I ain't much.